He couldn't see anything in the near darkness between the streetlights, but when he put his foot down, it stuck. "Christ!" he muttered. Well, Solange's was just around. "Good evening, sir." Felix yelped and spun around. It took a moment before he spotted the source of the voice, just inside the garbage alley, her face obscured by fog and shadows. "Who is it?" Felix slurred, mortified that he'd shrieked like a woman. "My name's Amy, sir." Felix frowned. "Do I know you?" "No, sir." He peered into shadows. All he could see was the filthy hem of her skirts and her shoes, small brown ankle boots, hardly the footwear of an experienced trull, more that of a girl. It's just a girl. Emboldened, he threw out his chest and strode toward her, his bloody shoe sticking with every step. He stopped at the alley entrance, looking for other, larger shapes in the darkness. A wealthy man couldn't be too careful. Pimps often lurked in the background, waiting to cosh and rob a man while he was dipping his wick. "Why don't you come out into the light, sweetie?"
"I'm not supposed to be working this area. If the others see me, they'll give me a thrashing."
"We're all alone." That wasn't quite true. There were at least 5 whores lounging within spitting distance, but they were hidden by the fog. The girl shook her head. Felix stared at the outline of her young girlish figure and felt a pleasurable stirring. Perhaps he might get what he needed tonight without paying Madame Solange's extortionate rates. He grinned and shuffled unsteadily toward her, not stopping until they both stood in shadow. She was staring down, her hair a thick blonde curtain covering her face. "Look at me, girl." Her head swung up, and he stared down into a face that was wide-eyed, girlish, and tear-streaked. "Why are you crying, sweetie?" She swallowed hard enough for him to hear it. "I'm scared." She caught her plump lower lip with white, even teeth and gazed up at him. She was a beauty. Felix's breath hitched, his heart sped up, and blood roared in his ears. He began to harden. Why not have a bit of fun? He slowly stripped off his right glove, finger by finger, taking his time and savoring her rapt expression. When his hand was bare, he began to open his trousers. "There's no need to be scared," he said in a voice rough with need. "I'll make sure." The girl's eyes darted over his shoulder, and Felix swung around, alarm bells screaming in his head. But it was just a woman, another whore judging by her clothing. His hand froze on his half-open fly. "Who the hell are you?" The woman wore a fringed shawl wrapped around her head, and it obscured all but her eyes. Eyes that were so heavily made up it was impossible to discern shape or color. He took a step toward her. "I said, who are you?" Amy's voice came from behind him. "She don't speak good English, but she's helping me. It's safer together on the street." Felix stopped a few feet away from her and chuckled. "You want to watch, do you?" "Yes." Her hoarse, gravelly whisper was that of an old, old woman, and she barely reached his shoulder. She was no danger to him. "Perhaps I should charge you for the pleasure," he taunted, and then snorted at her widening eyes. He pivoted unsteadily on one foot and had to catch himself against the rim of the rubbish bin to keep from falling on his arse. The world tilted and spun, and his stomach surged up his throat. He gritted his teeth against the nausea, forcing it down. "Ugh!" He rubbed his eyes to clear his watery gaze before glaring down at the girl, his vision still wavering. "What the hell are you waiting for? Get over here." She took a few tentative steps toward him. "That's right," he said in a soothing voice. "Now on your knees. Good girl," he praised when she complied. Felix caught his lower lip between his teeth as he stared down at her kneeling form, his groin heavy. "Undo my trousers." She made short work.